It's post time. On behalf of America's Best Racing, I'm Joe Kristufek, and this time we're going to talk all about picking a winner, the art of handicapping horses. Now, common question when you go to the racetrack is, who do you like? Well, there are many different ways to arrive at a final opinion, from artless to abstract and everything in between. Now, my top 10 list can be found in the blog area at americasbestracing.net, but for video purposes, I'm going to share with you 3 things you need to know about picking a winner. Let's start with simply going with your gut. Don't feel inadequate if you go to the racetrack and you don't want to learn how to read the past performances. It is not for everyone. The mental puzzle, some people just don't care for it. But you can have a lot of fun at the racetrack just by picking horses by your gut, by your instinct. You want to just go to the track and have an adult beverage or two and socialize and just have a little bit of fun with it. While some of the biggest payoffs are determined by randomness, betting on names, birthdays, lucky numbers, colors, and so on and so forth. So, again, don't be intimidated by the past performances. Grab a tip sheet, grab somebody else's picks, go with your gut, and enjoy yourself. You can still catch a few tickets at the racetrack that way. Now, another point that needs to be made is horses are animals, not machines. Well, yeah, duh, Joe, they are animals, they're not machines. But I make this point for a reason, because a lot of people get hung up on the statistics of the program, when all you really need to do is go down to the paddock or watch the horses in the post parade and see how they're acting in their surroundings, in their environment. Are they happy and healthy? Do they have a shiny coat, good muscle tone? Are they alert yet controlled in their demeanor? Those are all positive signs. Now, people sometimes wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Horses can wake up on the wrong side of the hay and simply be in a bad mood, not on top of their game mentally. If a horse is sweaty and or rambunctious, they're wasting energy and unlikely to perform well. Third point I want to make, and it's my favorite, it's learn and apply. Learn how to read the past performances in the program. On the surface, it may look like a foreign language, but as an experienced horse racing educator, it usually takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to teach someone how to read the information in the track program. Once you learn how to read that information, then you can take the next step in the process, which is learning how to apply it. Now, there's a guide at the front of the program that tells you what everything means, but I've mentioned this in the past. Having a mentor, someone that can show you how to read the past performances, take you step by step through the process, is going to be a big help. There is no substitute for hands-on education, particularly when it comes to horse racing. Now, a lot of the things that you're going to find when learning how to read the track program, a lot of the elements are going to be covered in my top 10 list, so make sure you do read that blog. And I am in the coming weeks going to expound on these ideas and go much more in depth, so do stay tuned in the next few weeks. One of those is human connections, the success rates of jockeys and trainers, class. In order to keep horse racing competitive and thus bettable, horses are categorized by class levels, so knowing where they fit is very important in determining a potential winner. Distance and surface, sprints, routes, turf, dirt, synthetics. What does the horse do best? What is the horse's current form? In other words, how have they been racing lately? In the past performances, the bold number is the speed figure. The higher the number, the better. Again, a good point of comparison between horse to horse to horse to horse. All of the individuals in a race can be compared by their recent speed figures. Equipment. Horses using blinkers or adding Lasix for the first time often show marked improvement, so do pay attention to any equipment changes. And finally, pace makes the race. Identifying the racing style of each individual horse in a race and visualizing how that race might play out. That will help you determine how the race will be run, what kind of horses may be advantaged, and which horse potentially could be the one to cross the finish line first. Now, in the coming weeks, I hope to tune your skills by exploring many of the tips in this top 10 list in much greater detail. Now, figuring out a horse race is like piecing together a mental puzzle. Your job as a handicapper is to visualize how the race will be run and then to wager accordingly. Our brains all work in different ways, so we arrive at our opinions very uniquely. Whether you're debating politics, your favorite sports team, or you're having a friendly disagreement with a significant other, Everyone likes to be right. There's no question about that. And picking a winner can be both a boost to your ego and your pocketbook. That's one of the many reasons why horse racing is the greatest game. It's post time. Break away from the starting gate and visit a racetrack near you. Remember, with knowledge comes horsepower. Live it, love it, play it, share it, and bet on it. All at americasbestracing.net. Until next time, I'm Joe Kristufek.